Australian venue is now officially known as the Autodrome Jose Carlos Hayes, after the famous Brazilian driver of the 1970s who had his first and only win in Sao Paulo. The circuit underwent renovations during the late 60s with the hope that modern facilities would entice the FIA to host a Formula 1 GP. After hosting a non-championship GP in 72, the attendance of over 100,000 people, the FIA agreed to host a championship GP the following year. The 1973 Brazilian GP was won by none other than Emerson Fittipaldi on his home circuit. Brazil has produced 3 world champions, all of which have won more than 1 world championship: Fittipaldi, Piquet, and of course, Senna, who when winning his 3rd world championship in 1991 became the youngest ever to do so. One of many things that...
Yo, welcome everybody to TCR, Trinity Competitive Racing, and welcome to round number 12 of 14 here for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and it's a special one. It's a 3-tire special for the feature race later on today. Drivers requiring to use all 3-tire compounds throughout the 50%. Right now we are in our qualifying for the Elite Series, TCR's top class in the league racing line only. And of course, we are in Season 17. Just a few more rounds left on F123 and brighter horizons, hopefully, on F124. Announcements for the new season and all that jazz will start to creep in, so keep an eye on TCR, especially in the Discord, where you can join from the description on the YouTube, and follow us on everything at eTrinity Racing. All information up on our website, trinitycompetitiveracing.com. We also are providing some iRacing IndyCar series, so if you have iRacing looking to join on that, we also do have that, as we did start just a few rounds ago, not streamed yet, but that is in the plans. Welcome. Myself, C-Freeze, joined alongside Zionical, Season 16 Silver Class champion, and we will both be bringing you guys through tonight's proceedings. We are both live on the YouTube and the Twitch, and we encourage you guys to watch on your preferred platform. And before we even get any laps in, Forzan said it into the comments, but we already did the math, and I think we kind of already confirmed it. Forzan has secured the Season 17 Elite Series Drivers' Championship in the Alfa Romeo. He's got enough points already over the 2 rivals of Lawrence and Beatom, who are not here tonight. He already has the gap that he needs. Even with those other 2 rounds, with the 2 dropouts, he should have it already, unless with this new system, maybe there's something that we both don't know. But I'm putting my money right now. The championship elect unofficially is Forzan, so congratulations to him. He is the first Sweden driver to claim a championship in TCR, and in the Platinum equivalent and Elite Series equivalent. So every time in our TCR's top class, I think he might be the first champion other than an American or a Canadian. And that's pretty cool, if that were to be the case. And I think it might be. Unless if you go back to the Superclass, you have T.S. Odom's won it. He's from Ireland, but at that time we had Thursday class. So, I mean, it could get technical. But anywho, it hasn't happened in a while.
And one thing that I didn't actually see, I was a bit confused about it. I thought Bats might have disconnected or something, but it seems like Silent was doing his hot lap right behind Bats. Bats didn't see him in the mirrors, and he got taken down after Bats finished his lap, based on what's going down in the chat right now. I'd have to see a replay to know exactly what happened, but not a disconnect. Definitely an incident between Silent and Bats that caused Bats to retire early.
Here is the championship champion. Forzan starting his lap. Last week was, oh wow, let's see if I can remember. It's only been a week. Yeah, I can't, that's how bad, that's how bad my memory's gotten right now.
We were at China.
China, I mean, how could I forget it, right? I was waiting for you to say it.
Yeah, exactly.
And we had a pretty dominant performance by
Newton. I forget his first name.
Okay, so it's not just me.
Ryan? Is it Ryan Newton?
Newton, yeah, Ryan Newton.
That was quite a dominant performance. He's not here this week, though. And so far, quality looking very tight. We'll see where Forzan comes in, though. I think he may put himself on pole here. Oh, no, in third place.
Very close between the Alfa Romeos,
and
the Alpines, and Camden just splits the middle. Look at that, 108.092, 1,000th off of Silent, who is a different username. I guess he changed it as he improves his time by 400ths. Total Emos. I guess is the pronunciation on that. Toidle Emos. I don't know. I'm still calling them Silent.
So Jose just woke up, booting up his PC.
Yeah, right.
Loading up now. Hopefully somebody can hit him with an invite. I don't have him added, so I won't be able to.
I do, so let's see if you can let him know that if you want. I don't know when he'll get on though. Also, a little exciting news. I'm pretty sure last night, Red Bull in the Challenger Series, they clinched the Constructors Championship last night. Now that is F1 Nerd and Chabar, so congratulations to them for yet another Constructor Championship. And Chabar's racking them up. And before he rolls off into the sunset, as he has announced his retirement, I think that's Chabar's, is that his fourth Constructor?
Damn, really? I knew I've been here for 2. I knew there was a third. I did not know about the 4th.
I'm gonna look that up. I'm pretty sure, or maybe he's only got 1 with Camden and 2 with F1 Nerd. Let me see.
Back in 1994 at the German Grand Prix.
Let me see if I can get an invite to Kluka yet.
Kluka's in.
Just sent him an invite. Oh, he just got in. Nice.
Send one to Jose, yeah.
And it looks like he will have enough time to get 1 hot lap in. The pressure's on.
I don't see him on yet, Jose.
Jose is in a rush for time. Good thing is, one of the shorter laps on the calendar, Brazil is, so He gets in with maybe 145 left, 130. He'll still be fine.
So this is Jabbar's. This would be his third. So he's got one back with Camden and Alfa Romeo in season 14 in the Silver class. He picked up one last season with F1 Nerd and Red Bull, and that was season 16 of Silver class, and then another one in the Challenger Series, season 17. So good stuff from him.
Yeah, good way to close it out for him. And who knows? Still got what is it? 2 more weeks to get that elusive first win.
No, he's got to win.
Oh, he does. Wait, what?
Yeah.
When did this happen? Did he beat me? Did he beat me at Coda? And I'm forgetting. Is that how he got it?
I think it was at Coda, but was it last season, right?
Yeah, if he won Coda last season, I forgot he beat me.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Because I had a 5-second penalty, and he was just as fast as me. I just started further ahead. There we go. Okay, so I was forgetting he beat me at a race. Okay, so no, he's got plenty of silverware in the trophy cabinet when he calls it a day.
I will say, I mean, I'll probably have my own little blurb, but he's done a lot. I mean, he in Silver class and then up in Challenger. I mean, he's got a bunch of constructor championships, a couple podiums to his name. He did grab a win. Solid, you know, all around the board. Some good moves, some good wrecks too. I mean, I don't know if he's got a pole position. That's the only thing he might not have done. He's probably got a fastest lap of some sort, so.
Reese, do you see Jose?
Let me see.
I don't know if he's going to have time to get a lap, though. He's not. He's not. Oh, poor Jose.
Yeah, I just sent him an invite. Cutting to the left on the line will be no improvement, so he won't be able to improve. Forzan will not be able to improve. What about GT coming to the line?
No, not enough.
Not enough.
And will Silent steal pole?
Oh, he's going real close to the wall. Oh, he does.
Ooh, what a lap.
He gets pole position right at when it matters. The last lap on the board. Was able to beat Remsley. And by 1/10.5, so.
I've got to say,
nice
very tight at the top. I know it's a short lap, but just over 5/10 between the top 8, 3.5 between the top 6. Very exciting, but Silent with a real nice lap to take it home. Camden placing top 3.
Top 5, look, you know, I mean, even F&D, you put Bats in there. It's a short lap, but you know, the race will be good too.
I'm sure if Bats had a chance to get a second or third lap in there, he would have had something to say about that fight for pole too. So I think this could be a very competitive race.
Now I know for those watching, we did have to start the stream a little later due to a lobby reset, and I'm pretty sure it should be on clear due to how the first lobby went. So we shouldn't have any weather. Got 2 more rounds. Next week is Coda, and then we finish up at Abu Dhabi. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. And yeah, Abu Dhabi is the sprint race. So maybe that's why Forzan's saying he might not, because there's more points available at the sprint race. So
okay.
it still could be in contention, but I think, like I said,
scores.
unofficially, he'll be the champion by the end of the night.
Yeah, with this shortened field too, I think it'd literally have to be maybe P10 or P9 to even still give a chance to.
It's really been remarkable. He's had a great season. Very strong out of the gate. And I know B Tom hasn't been racing full time this season, but the fact that he was showing up marginally and still almost in contention for the championship, I mean, just kind of shows, man, what if he did really show up for the whole season? That would have been a great championship fight, between them. Even with Lawrence, too. So we'll see what next season brings with the new game. Who's going to be, and what status everyone will be. But, that definitely has a factor. But coming in here this season, I always thought it was going to be, if you look at last season's grid, it was Silent, Professional, and Forzan. And Silent and Professional, I mean, there's a lot of drivers in between them and Forzan. So, I mean, it's a matter of, did they get worse or did other people jump them? Or it could be a combination. So, but Forzan, was right where he left off last season when we ended the Platinum class. So, good props to him. He'll be starting 4th on the hard tire, as is Bats and Sir Charles. Everyone else on the mediums. Surprisingly enough, no one started on the soft tire. And I hope people realize it's a 3-tire special.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I forgot that myself for a moment, because I was about to say it is tough to make the 2 tires stretch when you start on softs. But they have 3 tires, so it would not be a problem at all. And I do think someone like Jose, maybe it surprises me a bit that they didn't start on the softs. Would have given them a chance to climb up through the field real quick, given that they didn't get a quali lap in. But we will see. But yeah, on the topic of Lawrence and B-Tom and Forzan, I really would love to see us get a good, really, really agreeable F1 game next year. To see those 3 all get a shot to fight for the title with some consistent attendance from all of them, and maybe even Silent if he gets back into the grind, getting in on that battle. I'd love to see that.
Well, I see you're starting on the grid again for another week in a row. Any quick predictions on your half?
I'm gonna say Silent gets a win tonight. I think Silent gets a win. I think Forzan finishes up 2nd, and I think Remsley gets 3rd.
Nice. I'm actually going to put Remsley, the Alpine, in 1st. I'll put. I liked his speed and quality. I think he's got some good race pace with a few others missing. I think he'll shine. Forzan in 2nd. He'll get that championship. And I really like GT for the P3. I want him on that podium. It's been a long time since he's got a podium. And I think the Alpines and Alfa Romeos, that's what we're going to be looking at tonight. And you can't look out for Camden too. Highest starting spot and in the Elite Series. I don't remember him starting any higher than this. So we'll see what he can do from 3rd. As the drivers line up, we should be getting the light in just a minute. Just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Hit that like button if you're enjoying. Don't forget, next week, same time, same place. It's a long pause. I hope everything is...
Oh, no. Can we not do this tonight?
I really don't want to do this.
This game kills me. This is so annoying. Oh my god, this is gonna be a restart, isn't it?
Usually it'll time out after a minute or two.
Okay. We
So
will wait.
I'd
It says
wait the 2
reforming the
minutes.
grid now.
All right.
Starter definitely trying to delay everybody, throw people off with this lights away timing.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Let's not give out yet.
This game kills me, man.
Let me see what's going on. This is... Well, I'd say if we're in this predicament, if anybody gets out of their car and starts running, you might win the Grand Prix. If the cars aren't going to move, you might as well get out and start. Zionical, get on out.
Hey, I need a win. I need an elite win. It's a short lap. If I figure out the stamina halfway through the race, I might have a chance. Okay, I think this may be a
Oh my gosh.
maybe a restart. This is just ridiculous.
It's going to be one of those nights, everybody.
Yep. Yeah. Let's head out. Get a restart.
I wonder for nights like this. Like, I'm just throwing it out there as an idea. What's up, Mike? He says, looks like I just tuned in. Time for the... Yeah, you got the... Yep, exactly. We just got to do a restart because the game is broken again. But you didn't miss much. We had technical difficulties tonight, so we're just going to restart and then we'll get this thing going here. My idea, just, you know, if I feel like if we have a couple restarts throughout the night before we even get to the race, it might even be better to cut the race to then a 35% race.
Yeah, I think if we have
Right?
another, I think if we have another reset, and I think if we have another reset, I'm not sure people would have a problem with that, to be honest.
Well, no, you know, not for tonight, but I'm just saying now that, you know, because I always wondered, oh, what do we do with that 35% race? Well, maybe it comes in time of, you know, if we have a couple issues like we did, the lobby was already the wrong settings. If, let's say, we had a restart in quali or restart because of the formation lap like we did again, you know, that's 2 restarts now. You know, if you do 2, maybe you could probably even do it after 2, but maybe after 3, you know, then maybe there's something that comes in there. Because we do have a rule of, like, when to start, all these things. But, I think we have one more opportunity, and then if it doesn't, then I think that's
Probably,
it.
yeah. The let me know when you get an invite, C-Freeze. I know we split it on which one of us has gotten it first both times, so I'll let you know if I get one.
Well, in the meantime, have you been able to look out for any of the F124 news? Did you watch much of it? And if you did, what did you think of it?
I will say I watched one lap of the new gameplay trailer. I didn't notice as much about the handling because I just don't have that good of an eye for that side of things. But what I did notice was the AI still seems screwed, but not everybody cares about that. But from the notes that I saw online from a couple weeks ago, the closed alpha or whatever it was, I saw some things I liked. I liked that flat spotting the tires could really mess you up. I liked that management seemed really important.
I sent you an invite.
But the handling also seemed a bit weird, a bit floaty. So I feel like I'm really not going to know until I get my hands on it and get to play it.
Yeah. My biggest complaint already is just what that MFD looks like.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're actually
It
so right.
looks so bad, and it's like it's almost as if they made it more like retro, like back in the past, like from an old video game type of look.
Yeah.
And I feel like they should go in the complete opposite direction. They have to go more modern and sleek and slim. Like you don't want it to cover too much of the screen, in my opinion. You'd rather have like all the information you need, but in a nice, modern, sleek design, not diagonal. Like it's like if you look at the throttle and brake inputs, they're diagonal. So like, how do you know when it's like I just think of it for me, like when we're looking at race footage for the stewards, it's going to be hard to know what percent he's actually really at, because if it's diagonal, now you got to like tilt your head. It's like, oh, is it? I don't know. Just it's hard to read. I'm not too sure. Mike says in the comments, he says F124 is honestly more of a patch update for 23, which bothers me. I wasn't a fan of the handling on the closed beta, although he's got the closed beta. Although my next one's Friday, so I'll be looking for improvements. I do, however, like how you need to put more thought into race strategy. The HUD absolutely sucks, though. Yeah, it does. I'm hoping they update that, but yeah, I mean, it really does seem like F123 was a patch for 22, and now 24 is a patch for 23. I just think that's kind of what it is. I think once we got to F1 2020, the game changed. And no, 21, no, alright, 22. Once they changed the title over, like when it stopped being called F1 2021 and it changed to F1 22, that's when it really went downhill. Everything has kind of been a copy paste. But
yeah,
we'll see.
I will say from 23, and it's not like it was anything groundbreaking or anything. I was just a slight improvement on 22. But actually, the one thing I did quite like in this game is I thought the HUD was very nice. I really liked the HUD. I thought they kept it simple where they should. I liked where stuff was. I liked the fonts. I liked the design. I thought it was simple enough, but it looked kind of sleek. I really don't see any reason to have made like anything more than like very tiny changes. But of course, Cody wanted to switch it up for no reason.
Every year, that's something they change. I guess.
Yeah. The change from 22 to 23 though was noticeable, but it was more minor than this. 23 to 24 is like, ugh. Yeah. I don't know. All right, and we're going to be getting into this quick, too, because no formation lap.
Oh, snap. That's a good call. All right. Yeah, so I had, Oh, Forzan says if we reset, I'm allowed to swap tire because the game literally glitched. To be honest, there's probably a rule on it, and I'm pretty sure. No, not anymore. But I know in the past you had to stay. The top 10 had to keep the same tire because of the qualifying rule. But now because of the qualifying, you could pick any tire. I think you could still pick any tire.
Yeah.
Yeah. But back, yeah, that's fine. You could choose any tire, but when they had that top 10 rule, that's
Don't
when that
forget it.
applied. Yeah, you still had
Don't forget setups, Camden says. Oh no. Oh god, I hope nobody races on default. Oh, that's my worst fear, getting into a reset lobby, forgetting to set up, and realizing into turn 1.
Oh man, all this stuff. So my predictions, just to reiterate, it was Remsley for the win, Forzan in second, claiming the championship, and GTR Line in third. Well, we're here for the 3-tire special, and we are underway. Silent will claim P1 into turn 1, followed by Camden, who had a really good start there, starting from third up to second. Forzan gets the Alpine and Remsley as they go down to turn 4, all single file for the most part. No incidents for the time being. Jose up the rear, and oh, there's Giggle. Spun, and we have a VSC. He's got no wing.
Wow, that's quick.
And I wonder if that's because we had no formation lap. Were these tires colder, or I don't really know how that works.
Did not see the incident. I will say, I don't think Giggle was in last, so he definitely could have been battling with somebody, although
I think he just spun it under the traction, possibly. Yeah, I don't think he had contact. It was only Jose behind him. His wing's clean, and he was right behind Kluka. So.
And we're back. I think we're back underway already. And this is going to be a big couple laps for Forzan and Silent. We'll see what Camden's pace is like, but if Camden could stay in between them, Silent might have a chance to build a little bit of a gap out front. Who knows, though? Camden's got pace tonight.
Yeah, we never seen him up in this situation before, so it's going to be cool to, we saw glimpses this season, and Forzan looking on an opportunity, and he does it, just barely, keeps the car within track limits.
And he is burning that DRS to try and get the second, and he did. Rough start for Remsley, who started in P2, already down to P4, although he's holding still here.
It's funny, that was kind of an aggressive move by Forzan, but I'll tell you why he did it, because he kind of just pressured Camden into getting that move done. Forzan knows Camden's not usually up here, so that's when they know, hey, I could kind of, lean on him a little bit, kind of, take advantage of him, so to speak. And here comes Remsley now.
Wow, Remsley dumping that battery to get up to third. He trusts his pace for sure. I'm excited. I think this could be a good one. DRS coming out now, too.
Yep, DRS is activated, and if you're Camden, you just lost 2 spots. He's probably thinking it's all right. These guys might be quicker than me. Let's see if the DRS can help. And let's see what my race pace is like, and how the strategy plays out. So, not a bad start at all. GT is 7/10 behind. He'll catch in there easily. He'll get that DRS when we next get to use it. The camera angles from here at Brazil are not the best in the middle sector, so
no, I've been sticking on the Halo cam quite a bit through the S's in the middle, but
Kluka had an issue there in the third sector. I had a local spin, so he'll be by himself for the time being.
Forzan with the fastest lap, but then it goes to F1 Nerd and then Jose. We've got pace up and down the field, still a 10-car DRS train at the moment.
Remsley very close to the back of Forzan.
And this is one of those unorthodox spots that you can see some overtakes into. A little too early in the race, I think, but later in the race we might see some guys send it. into that turn right there. Obviously, you know, into turn 1 and then into turn 4. The usual suspect for overtakes at this track. And I was going to say a good start for him. The hard's definitely more of a disadvantaged tire given the fact that you've got to go on to 2 other tires. So being in DRS is huge this early. But that ERS is getting low already. We'll have to see how much longer he can stay in range. Battery is, he'll know that it won't be too hard to stay in that DRS. He doesn't do what you think.
And I don't know if you can maybe up your mic a little bit, but I'm having a little tough time hearing you. I don't know.
I will try. Let me see if my setting's at max or not. I will check.
Well, whatever you did when you went, it worked.
My mic volume is at max. Maybe you could make me a hair louder. I don't know if it's better right now though.
No, it
moves my mic a little closer.
Yeah, no, that you definitely. It might have just veered away.
It might have just been I knocked it away at one point, but I'll try and stick a little closer. Forzan already. Wow. Wait. No. What's my intervals are messed up. I was so surprised that Forzan had a gap. I was like, what is going on here? No way. But my intervals are froze, of course. All right, got them refreshed now. So yeah, this top 4, not too different from what we thought it might be at the beginning. Camden doing a good job of sticking at the back of this group. And yeah, the top 4 separating themselves from the rest of the pack.
That's Giggle up into the grass.
Yeah, rough one for Giggle. Rough one for Giggle so far.
And Kluka has an off-track excursion. Gap between Camden and GT is now 2.2, so that's increased as we have a change for the lead. Silent takes over.
And Camden must be running a low downforce setup because even with the DRS, he's getting gapped by Remsley in those DRS zones. Or a high downforce setup, sorry. And Camden might end up running his own race here. He might end up finding himself in no man's land.
Which, you know what, sometimes isn't so bad.
No, it could be comfortable for him if he's managed the tires well enough. It's going to be interesting, though. We got a lot of medium runners. We do have a couple on the hards, Bats and Charles. But even these medium runners with the 3-tire special going, they have a chance to diverge, to get something a little different from the rest of the guys around them. That's what I'm going to be excited to see. Always when in these 3-tire specials, you get a little chance to put your thinking cap on, per se.
Whoa, big wiggle out of Silent. Here comes Forzan.
The trademark Silent wiggle out of the corner.
Remsley had to back out of it as they get into the braking zone. Will he try? Man, he's trying to get both of them.
And I love how these 3 at the front are racing. The pace seems real similar. Remsley, though, will be maybe at a disadvantage, though, with those front 2 being teammates, always in comms, always working together. He's going to have his work cut out for him. Yeah,
and all of it's sudden. It just seems like the pace switch the last 2 laps. they really dropped the, I feel like they're really starting to put the lap times in as Bremsley looks for a run on Silent.
Silent's downforce is just an issue. He's honestly, Remsley's probably hoping that Silent can get in front of Forzan, because I think with their different setups, it'd probably be a bit easier to overtake Forzan comparatively. Silent, just a demon on the straights with those typical low downforce setups that he runs. And GTR, slowly but surely closing that gap back up to Camden. He sees him in front of him, getting a little bigger in his sight every lap. And Kluk is off again.
Somehow he either reset the track or the game did it for him. It's kind of rough to see someone that far off the track. I mean, you really got to get something wrong for that to happen.
And I think Kluka might be retiring here. Yep. Yeah, it's been a rough race for him so far. I know he's dealing with a shin injury too. And Forzan diving into the pits.
So yeah, let's see what he puts on. I'd assume the hard tire.
Now, will Remsley and Silent play ball, or will one of them go into the pits next lap? It's going to be interesting. They can play a bit of a DRS game, but will Silent be interested now that his teammate dived into the pits?
I feel like next lap would be the response. I think both of these drivers should pit. We have a smaller grid here tonight, so you're not really going to get much safety cars. So I feel like you do kind of have to follow what the others do, just to kind of keep in contact. Yeah, that's such important when you're racing for the front here. I always say you got to keep in contact. What does that mean? Well, you got to stick with that DRS is what I mean. And, once that gap opens up, it's really hard to pull that back. So I'd respond and stay in contact.
Remsley's about to go in, and so is Silent.
Yeah.
And Remsley has got some pace, I will say. He was already... And Silent speeds into the pits! Well, there goes him staying in the DRS.
Yeah, it definitely looked like he cooked it in there. But Remsley does get out ahead of Silent, so... here comes Forzan. He'll get the undercut for sure.
But by how much?
How much? Yeah.
I think Remsley's going to come out in quite a nice spot here, actually. Yep, still in DRS if he can keep those cold tires in it with Forzan, who will have warmed them up. He won't mind using the ERS battery to keep him in it too.
Yeah, very well. Good job by everyone, minus Silent.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. He's going to be kicking himself. He was in with as good of a chance as any race this season to get a win for himself. And it's not off the table yet, but certainly with how fast Forzan and Remsley look, he's made it a lot harder on himself now.
Oh!
And whoa, we get two back-to-back.
Yeah, not only that, I think he really cooked it in there. He was almost alongside, if not alongside with GT. No one's been on the soft tire yet, so I guess they're all waiting to use that at the end.
Yeah, it is interesting.
It's a big rule, if you don't... I'm assuming everyone understands and knows, but, we have had people in the past not satisfy that rule, and then they get disqualified, so
yeah.
We don't want to see that.
The really unfortunate situation, though, here is now that nobody has really gone onto the softs yet, except Giggle, I believe. if you get a safety car in these next 6-7 laps, what are you going to do? Because those softs are not going to make it 16, 17 laps, at least not without some crazy management. So it's unlikely we see a safety car, but if we do, it could definitely be interesting. And yeah, Remsley and Forzan trading fastest laps right now. 110.7s back-to-back for the two of them. This is good stuff. And I believe Bats just overtook Camden.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, this is now where his race comes into play, because he's on the medium tire, lighter fuel mode, and he's got a 4.5-second gap to make up on Silent if he wants to, you know, compete for a podium here. He should be gaining on the drivers in front, so he's a good enough driver, he has that advantage. This is go time for him.
Yeah, these next 8 to 10 laps are going to be crucial, and obviously he'll just be hoping that Silent and Remsley and Forzan just start battling, chipping away those tenths for him to gain. Remsley, though, I think is going to get the overtake right here. We'll have to see if Forzan can get it right back.
Oh, and he squeezes and they touch down the straightaway as I was on board with Silent. You definitely see the tap.
And Silent gets the fastest lap there.
Forzan on back, but he lifts.
Some games being played already between these three.
And we saw that last week when he was trying to overtake, I think it was Lawrence, on the front straightaway at China. He was kind of lifting into turn one, didn't want to go for the move, which is perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's not a game of, you know, DRS, you know, right before the detection zone or anything.
Yeah.
But, you know, you don't have to overtake. You could lift off early in the braking zone.
And what might be tough for Bats is just, if they're not fighting enough, that DRS effect is so strong here at Brazil. That's going to save them several tenths a lap. So, Forzan will take the spot back here. Can Remsley return the favor, though?
Oh, big wiggle.
Snap. Big snap from Forzan, but I still don't know if Remsley will be close to take it. He might be content sticking in P2 here. And it certainly looks like Bats and Camden now are in their own race for P4 at the moment. Although, gotta remember, Silent's got that 5-second penalty. So both of them still have a shot at a podium here.
Oh yeah, and they know that. I think Silent, what's really helping him is he's just using that DRS to gain him time down the straightaway and then the straightaway between turns 3 and 4. He can move. Oh, he taps it. Remsley. I don't know if he got any damage to that, but and there's a big gap now. Forzan lost a little bit of time.
Forzan gonna and Silent's gonna leapfrog both of them and get into P1 there.
And what's a little alarming to me is how low battery Forzan has. So he's got 15%. And I know we have another pit stop, which he'll gain battery there, but I never like to have this low of battery just in case something does happen. You know, you have a little bit of a slip out of the corner and you need to use a little bit extra battery. If you have, whoa, big slide from Silent.
I was about to say, Silent either reinventing a line through the second sector or he lost the rear there and managed to keep it under control just enough, thankfully.
Out of this top 3, the only people I see slipping are the Alfa Romeos. So as teammates, I wonder if they're using a setup where it's a little bit, much as he sends it down the inside.
Whoa!
Remsley's not gonna like this.
This is getting a little rambunctious.
Yeah.
Early in the race, still halfway, still in the first half of this race, and they are racing hard. But yeah, like you said, it does seem like not only Remsley been the best at managing the tires throughout these stints, but also been the best at managing the RS. Still got a really good shot. I might even say the favorite to win this race at the moment if it weren't for the teamwork of these Alfa Romeos.
I think the big strong suit of Remsley is he understands the situation now. He works so much with his teammate. I'm going to credit GT or Lion because GT's so good at conserving his battery, understanding the race and the strategy, and knowing the situation. And I think Remsley, the amount of times he's worked with him, probably learned a lot in the 2 seasons they've been working together. Because he's got 75% battery. And I think he knows that because of what happened the last few laps with the Alfa Romeos battling him very aggressively. He kind of probably knows they're at low percent. Forzin's at 22. Forzin's at 14. Silent's at 22. And Remsley's out here running 80%. Which is 85. I mean, he knows He fully understands the situation. 2 laps ago, he was getting overtaken, a little bit of contact with the Alfa Romeos. And, he said, you know what? You guys take the position. You use your battery. I'll stick out here in third, just kind of hang around a little bit and get a full tank of battery. So, some smart plays from Remsley so far.
Yeah, and he's still managing over 80% on that battery now. He is... Hey, Seafreeze, look, you've called a Remsley win the last 2 weeks, but I think this might be the time. He is looking very good here in terms of pace, in terms of strategy, in terms of management. But he's still got those 2 alphas in front of him. And you better believe they're going to work together the whole time.
Jose just overtook GT or Lion. That's for 6. They both have 5-second time penalties, so I think that was that incident when they went into the pits. Everyone still needs to do a tire stop other than Giggle. I'm pretty sure he can go to the end, but he's very far behind. He's about to get lapped.
Sorry to interrupt you, Seafreeze, but Silent, 1.5 seconds ahead. I think Forzan is holding up Remsley. I'm not sure why. I don't think it actually benefits him personally, but maybe with this Championship 1, playing a bit too many games in the opinion of Remsley, certainly. And wow, that... a bit Michael Schumacher on Rubens Barrichello-esque from Forzan there on the front straight, but Remsley sticks it bravely down the middle. And yeah, like you said, Forzan not going to have enough DRS to make this overtake now that he's drained his battery so much.
If anything, this is just putting more confidence into Remsley. Because, I mean, he did use a lot to get back, but Silent had such a big gap, and now it's starting to close. I think Remsley is showing, oh, I do have the pace. I'm going to close this thing back up, and I'm going to win it.
Yeah, and if he gets back into DRS, he's got a chance to, unless Silent slows him up, he's got a chance to break the DRS on Forzan. There's a lot of... What I will also say, Seafreeze, is if you look down into 4th, Bats Plus just 2.5 seconds behind this pack now.
And he's bringing Camden with him, who's been in the DRS for all of that stint.
These boys are playing some games. I love it. Remsley with a little weaving on the front straight.
Oh, I didn't see that. I was with Bats for a moment. Yeah.
They want these wins. They want these wins. Doing everything at their disposal to get out front and stay there.
Remsley, that sequence of laps, it drained him of the battery. He's now low. I wonder if that was the intent.
Yeah, they definitely could have been thinking about that.
This is why I love Brazil. You cannot run away from anybody. You always are going to have these last lap, it almost seems. We'll have another one tonight. And with the strategy... Ooh.
Yeah, that just brings another layer to it. Will Remsley stick it down the middle? No, he won't.
He did a Forzan there. Remsley, he let off the throttle, did not want to make the overtake, so he's playing some of the Alfa Romeo games.
A bit too far ahead, or behind.
Yep, did not get it.
And he won't get it at this corner either, because Giggle pulls over. And Camden, even as these tires wear down and the hards should be taken over from the mediums, Camden's struggling a little bit to stay in DRS. Still got this race for P4 on track and maybe P3 at the end of the race going on.
Big rear lock from Forzan. Remsley was able to get back the battery. He's up to 56, so good for him. Getting close to pit stops. Oh, I was just going to say big wreck, too. Silent was coming into the pits. It looked like it, and he clipped the wing of Remsley. And he hit the wall, and he somehow is still in this race. Remsley still has his
and yeah,
wing.
It's tough. It is tough. I really don't think there was anything in that. Looking at the replay, it's that inside line out of the last corner onto the straight is always preferable at Brazil. And it's tough to tell when somebody's going to avoid going into the pits or they're going to go into the pits.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if Silent knew he was going to pit, he should have done a better job there. It didn't clip over. I mean, luckily it didn't hurt Remsley's race, but it definitely could have. But that's all on Silent. I mean, if you're pitting there, you have to make sure you don't cut over somebody's wing. If someone's on your inside and you want to pit, then you're going to have to let off and let them by, then go. Same as if you're getting off an exit on the highway. So.
And Bats pitted onto the softs this lap. Remsley going in this lap, and you'd have to assume Forzan will wait one more. So it's all going to be about the outlap.
Remsley's going to get an undercut. He's going to put those softs on. Silent's race is over. He's got another penalty. So the podium is opened up between Bats Plus and Camden, who has just responded to Bats Plus's response, as both of them will be on the softs.
And where will he come out? Will it be within the DRS of Bats? I don't think it will be. Bats actually with a hell of an outlap. Gonna have built a 3, maybe 4 second gap to Camden.
Yeah. I mean, he could have gotten held in the pits. I mean, a lot of people went that lap, so yeah. And Remsley, look at this. It's behind Bats Plus.
What on earth just happened on Bats' outlap? That is unbelievable. I've got to look at the data after this race and go see what his pace on that outlap was. Not only did he jump Remsley, he gapped Camden by 2 seconds. But this won't be the worst thing in the world for Remsley if he stayed in that DRS here. And he did. So he will get some pace without the full use of the battery here.
No, he didn't use it though.
I think some ERS games being played. He might know how low Forzan is while he sits at 90 plus.
And I wonder if they even know that Bats is in contention for the win here.
Yeah, this does seem odd because Bats' tire is only a lap older than Remsley's, 2 laps older than Forzan's, but 12 laps is certainly not the end of the world. They will be a little rough by the end.
Yeah, no, he should be fine. Especially at Brazil, it's extended a little bit.
Remsley just chilling on the battery. He's going to let Forzan tow him into DRS.
There's a move farther down in the pack. F1 Nerd going down the inside of Jose. Squeezing him on the apex.
Ooh, I love racing through this section, though. You always get some good battles.
Up to
Can
the
they
hill.
keep it clean? No, ooh, just barely.
Oh, no!
Oh, but no!
Oh, he's going to slide into the Alfa Romeo.
Was Silent able to avoid? I didn't see.
Yeah, he's able to avoid. He goes for a nice 360, no wing. And, yeah, they both... Wasn't the cleanest on their end, but they were really going for it. And then Silent went for a spin too, so his race is garboed.
And Silent, or Forzan has fully emptied his battery. He's blinking lights. Bats plus. Gonna be able to stay in the DRS range. You'd assume only 3/10 down here, but.
Which I never understand why Forzan puts himself in this situation, because he's literally telling the rest of his competitors, "Hey, over here, I have no battery left. If you guys wanna."
He is gapping Bats though. He's already put over a second on him. If Bats doesn't stay in this DRS, Remsley's in a hairy spot.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if Bats truly has the pace of Forzan and Remsley. Remsley does, and I don't know why he let Forzan by in that middle sector, because now he just is gone. So I don't know.
But I think he'll get DRS back simply because he had more battery here. So
yeah, so Remsley's got to be careful. He's got to clear Bats and stick with Forzan. I think those two are the quicker guys. Bats is a great strategy call, but I don't know if he really has the pace, because now he's on 3%.
And he's not going to be able to send it here. He's not close enough. And this could be very well played by Forzan. Although he is empty on the battery, so is Bats.
Yeah, and Remsley, he'll have some battery to use to catch that gap up, but he really does have to clear Bats on the next lap. And then use some battery from there. So you just got to remain calm, and I think he's got it.
Yeah, that battery difference is probably going to be gone after this lap. I'd imagine it's going to be a bit of battery to get into the DRS going into turn 1, and then some even more battery to get the overtake into turn 4. So he's got to get this overtake going into the next corner, though. He's
got to set this corner up. He's got to work on that exit. Hit your apex nicely, and then you need that exit. Right here.
And you've got to dump the battery right now. And he's not.
No, he's not.
He's not using the, he's not going to get the overtake. That is bizarre.
Yeah, I don't know.
Certainly.
It doesn't seem like he's playing this last stint the best way. I think what might have happened is he really just kind of got caught up in all the games the Alfa Romeos were making, and I think he really just let them by because, like you said, maybe it was ERS games or something.
Yeah.
And
He
just kind of let Forzan run away because once he got past Bats, that's really it.
What is he doing?
Is he low on fuel, perhaps?
No, because that was my first thought. I just checked the yellow, but he's not.
He's swerving on the straight. Does he?
He's
might
building
have...
a gap intentionally. I don't. This is odd.
He's
I don't
letting
know
go. He's swerving.
Huh?
Is it tire temp related? Is it wheel issue? I'm very confused.
Yeah, this is bizarre. Maybe a setup issue.
I think he's
I'd have
having
to
a
imagine.
wheel issue. Look at the gearings that he's using.
Yeah, that's what's throwing me off. Is certainly not in the optimal gears through here. You'd have to imagine there's some sort of setup issue.
Not only that, I think he actually has a wheel issue in real life, because something just happened that where. He's using full throttle. He's not using batteries, so I wonder if that's not working for him. Unless he's not intentionally using it.
Huh.
This is going to bring Camden into the mix. Camden's going to get a podium if Remsley keeps at this pace. What a bizarre way to end. I didn't think Remsley would end up like that.
Yeah, it seemed like Remsley was nailed on for top 2. Maybe misplayed the strategy a bit, letting Forzan get ahead, but the race certainly wasn't over. Forzan just about 1.4 seconds clear of Bats. If he had gotten him in the next ERS zone, he had a 70% ERS advantage. Certainly could have tried to gun him down with that ERS advantage and what seemed like a genuine pace advantage throughout the race.
Oh, big. Almost lost the rear is Camden. Camden does not have an Elite Series podium, nor does he have a Platinum Class podium. So this is in his running for the first one in his career. Yeah, very, very odd. Maybe that is why he let Forzan by, because he was having issues.
Yeah,
earlier on in the stint, but
interesting.
Yeah, well,
but yeah, consistently not using the ERS, and Camden is still catching. I'd have to be wondering what happened to Remsley.
The only other thing I could think of is, did he get permanent damage to maybe his side pod or something from Silent when he went into the pits? There was a little bit of contact there. I don't think it was enough, but maybe he picked wing damage up where he didn't
for the lap or two immediately following it. It seemed like he had a bit too much pace for me to. What is going on here?
I feel like Camden thinks Remsley's playing games, but he just has an issue.
Yeah,
go for it. Camden thinks Remsley's playing games, but he just has an issue.
Yeah,
go for it, Camden. Go for it.
Camden hasn't seen it.
He's literally letting you by. Go for it. And Camden up to P3.
And it has to be some sort of ERS issue at the very least for Remsley. Literally sitting at 100%, has not touched it in 5 laps.
But is that something you can have in game where that goes off? I know in career mode that's a problem, but is that a problem in multiplayer?
I'm wondering if it's literally maybe a button on his wheel is broken.
That's not working. It could be.
Yeah. I don't know though. Certainly a weird situation for sure.
No, he's using some now.
Huh.
He's just driving weird because now he's got the DRS, but he's not in the slipstream. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
I don't want to
Very odd. I don't know. It's like
I
he's
don't
driving
wanna
drunk. I don't
make
know.
any presumptions, but yeah, definitely some weird decisions when he was still in with a chance to win the race. Yeah, just don't know. Very odd here. But if he wants, he's still got a chance to try and pull an Alonso.
Yeah, he could. And GT, his teammate, is going to go on a move on Sir Charles, but Sir Charles will get the position for the time being. I'll put my vision up towards the front. It's going to be the Alfa Romeo of Forzan, who bizarrely will go across to win the Brazilian Grand Prix here in the 3-tire special. He will also claim and clinch the Season 17 Elite Series Drivers' Championship. Congratulations to Forzan. What a season. Job well done. Bats Plus will be in second, claiming a podium after a good strategy call, and Camden holds on to P3 for his first podium in the Elite Series. What a bizarre ending to Remsley, who was just kind of a point of, man, that kind of messed my race up completely type of thing, you know.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
he still had battery to use, so I don't know why he completely gave up. He could have had a podium there. I don't know why he didn't decide to use all the battery. That was odd. And you know, it's one thing getting damage and your pace is off, but then it's another to not use your battery when you can. So, anywho, it is what it is. But yeah, unfortunate for him to get the damage with Silent. Alright, let's go to the theater mode here. We will start with P3 and the Haas. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it is your first podium in the Elite Series or Platinum class equivalent. Yeah.
That was awesome. I really, I felt like that was a flawless race on my part. Didn't make any mistakes. That was intense. That was intense towards the end there. My hands actually started to cramp up, so I don't know how I made it to the end. But yeah, you know, once we got to like lap 30, I actually got a little dejected because I felt like I had podium pace today, and I just saw the top 3 pull away. I'm like, damn, another 4th. But all of a sudden, I saw Remsley start to drop back, and I'm not going to lie, you guys. I thought at first that he was just giving me the podium.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is he dropping so dramatically? Even on the straightaways, it seemed like I was really gaining a lot on him, and I didn't have any battery to work with, so it's not like I was draining the battery or anything. But then once I got behind him, I could see that he was missing part of his front wing, so I was like, okay, that explains it then. And then once I got by him, I was pretty sure I was going to hang on. But I mean, you never know in these races. Yeah, that's pretty incredible, though. I mean, first of all, I do want to apologize because the first lobby was my fault. I screwed that up, which got us into that broken second lobby, but anyways, yeah, my adrenaline is just through the roof. I don't think I've ever been that tense at the end of a race before, so this is phenomenal.
And this is your first one, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so, I was going to use that strategy regardless of where I started. And I knew that like my tires being 2 laps older than Forzan's, otherwise I think I was pretty even in pace.
And I thought so. We had the DNF and quali. Just I didn't had it on footage, but talk us just quickly on what happened there.
I didn't know Silent was behind me on a lap, so I didn't want to block him. And I didn't see him until right at the entry to the corner, so I tried.
Podiums, Anacle, any questions?
I I don't think so. Just more about how good did that maybe just one. How good did that outlap feel once you got on the sauce? I mean, we saw you pulled a big gap on Camden once you got that one lap on the sauce, and you jumped over Forzan and Remsley. So I mean, I guess it must have felt like a pretty good one, right?
Yeah, I think it was probably the best lap that I had in the race. I didn't make any mistakes on it, and I used some of the battery, but I didn't dump or anything. But yeah, it was pretty good. But like I said, I knew the undercut was kind of ridiculous on this track, even though it's so short. So that was pretty much my strategy. I wanted to try to get in like a lap before the other guys pitted, but Forzan waited another lap, and that's kind of what made it a lot easier for him to pull away when he after he did pit.
Mm-hmm. Well, good
That was
lap,
good strategy by a lot of guys.
Yeah. Well, good strategy by you too, man. P2, well done. Good performance.
Thanks.
All right, and we will move on to the man of the hour, the man of the season, clinching the Season 17 Elite Series Championship is and goes to none other than Forzan, and clinching the win tonight as well.
Lost for wear. I'm tired as fuck as well. But yeah, no, like I'm really happy with how this season's gone. Like I told Silent like just before the race, like I haven't even tried this season pretty much. Like I've said in pretty much every podium interview I've been in. Yeah, I've just showed up like 5 minutes before, done a few laps in TTM, and just hopped in.
Mm-hmm.
So like I know I could have done better if I had just put in the time this season. But yeah, no, I'm still happy. I'm still the champion. So.
We had a lot of good battles throughout the race tonight. Any games played out there with Silent, Remsley, and then ultimately, what did you know Remsley had damage, or what were you thinking when he started falling back later on?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I got by Rems and I saw that he lost like almost a second to me in Sector 2, I knew immediately he had damage because he was faster than me all throughout the race. I think he was running higher wings than me, so I knew he must have gotten damage from the contact with Silent, which was unfortunate because we had a really good battle, and I was looking forward to the final stint, just, all out pushing all three of us on the softs, but yeah, shit happens.
And Zynical, any questions?
No, I'd just say good race, good championship, and yeah, I think we were all looking forward to it too, but yeah, like you said, shit happens, man, and you made the best of it. Good race.
Yeah. Also, I have to say your math skill sucks when you said that I had already secured the title.
Yeah, well,
we didn't
forgot about the sprint race. We
didn't realize the sprint.
Yeah, exactly, because I was like, hold up. These motherfuckers can't count. No.
Well, we were in the pre-race like, oh yeah, 52. We were like, yeah, he's cleared 52. They're not racing. Of course it's fine. But yeah, we didn't think about the sprint.
I almost was like, do we get extra points for the 3-tire special? I forget with all of I'm like, do they get or no? So no. But we knew pretty much as long as you finish, you'd get that. So we'll have to have you on, and we'll get you if we ever bring that podcast back. We'll get you on an episode, catch up a little bit, and go in detail with you and all the other champions. So since we were running late, we kind of did a little brief, quick interviews here. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Crowned another champion in TCR. It'll go down and added to, and we're also taking applications for that. So with that, further ado, that is everything here tonight. It's been a pleasure.